Oh, whoa, 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 we're live. Oh my God, we're live. Holy smokes, we're live. We're live. I can't believe it. Holy smokes. Welcome everybody. Today is March 21 in the year 2023. Heading into the 2024 election. Donald J. Trump looks like he's the front runner. Donald J. Trump getting smeared by HORSE FACE Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels, the ex-porn star, allegedly seen Trump naked. Wants to make a big deal about it. Or is that really what's going on? Is it just a political hit? It does look like the latter, folks. It does look like the latter. Good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. How are you, man? Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday, and today that means it's a double header, a twofer. Today we got a show at 9 a.m. Right now, you're watching it live. And then you come back around 7 p.m. for the 7 p.m. Tuesday night Dharma gathering. We'll get together and talk about the nature of reality, or lack thereof. What is reality? What is real and what is fake? Today we'll talk about, in the morning at least, we'll talk about what is fake. Well, what is perceived? It's not fake, it's happening, but it's perceived. The perception from half of the country is that what Donald J. Trump did in 2016 with that hooker is really, really bad, and he should be put in jail for it. Under any other circumstances that I've ever seen, nobody would bring a case like this to trial. Nobody, no district attorney, no prosecution would pursue a case against a politician, none other than an ex-president, if it wasn't politically motivated. All right, that's the fact. The allegation is not did Trump pay hush money to a hooker to shut her the hell up. That's not the issue. Whether it happened or not doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for many reasons. For the first reason, it doesn't matter to his base because they view that as being a real man. He's a real man. He swung Stormy Daniels' horse face and left her and went back to his wife and kids and showed his strength. See, people, that's the misconception that the left has about trying to smear Trump with this. It only makes Trump look better. Historically, what happens when you smear Trump? When you come out hard against Trump with ridiculous allegations, he gets more popular. That's how he pivots into the media, because now you're talking about Trump and nothing else. Whoa, my ears just went. Hold on a second. I had a short in my ear. Oh my God. I was just staticking away. I hope you still hear me. So anyway, we'll talk about that story, the Stormy Daniels story. It looks like, it looks like a 2016 story that has been revamped. There's a leftist, black, in-the-pocket Soros operative, for lack of a better term, operative, patsy, or district attorney there in New York. Alvin Braggs, who is clearly politically motivated, bringing this case back to life for campaign finance irregularities. Now, how many politicians, namely Hillary Clinton, for example, how many politicians have violated these very, very, vague campaign finance laws, taking money from foreign entities, taking money from corporations. There's a back door to every single one of these campaign finance regulations. Did Trump violate one or any of them? Probably. But do most politicians violate one or any of the other ones? Of course they do. It's because it's gray and it's acceptable to some degree. What is a corporate, donation? What is a foreign donation? So the allegation is very, very technical against Trump to have him arrested on a misdemeanor charge for alleged using campaign money to satisfy a personal debt. That's the allegation. That's what Michael Cohen went to jail for, which he probably shouldn't have. But these sorts of things, what is personal and what is part of the campaign when you're running for president of the United States? Doesn't it all become campaign? So these are the allegation that Trump did something wrong is ridiculous. What it effectively does is it plays to the liberal left base who see Trump up there, and they may not have remembered the story from 2016. And the story paints him once again as a sexist. Right? He's a hooker-mongering sexist who can't be trusted in the White House because he breaks the law. Right? That's the real gist of the story. And we'll look at the evidence that supports that. Here she is, Stormy Daniels, horse face, says Donald Trump. Does she have a face like a horse? Does she have a face like a horse? I don't know. Not maybe a horse, but I get his point. Like she's got the long chin. But horses are majestic and attractive. I find horses very, fascinating to look at. They're one part shy and the other part, you see their intelligence. You see their, I almost said humanity. You see their life force when you see a horse, not running in a fucking horse race, but just witnessing a horse on a farm, or you get close to a horse. They probably they're more affectionate than horse face Stormy Daniels. But anyway, we have to talk about this story because that's what we do, right? They're talking about Trump again. We're heading into the 2024 election in a banana republic where the party in power is attacking the front runner for president of the United States, that front runner being Donald Trump. Any attack on Trump, once he's declared himself a candidate for the presidency, is now an attack on democracy. You don't bring up criminal charges during old criminal charges, things that or allegations that never came to fruition. Suddenly you're bringing them back because Trump is running for president again. That's the definition of banana republic. That is barbaric when you see it in other nations. But here, the left, that's what they do. They take deep, dark money. They pay off, alleged, people of power, guys like Alvin Briggs, whatever his name is, in New York, district attorney, give him a lot of money and then get him to do the dirty work for you. Right? Pay him off, Soros money. So we'll look at that, if any of it is true. Anyway, I got a website. My name is Mark Sconti, and every morning at 9 a.m. we're live. Today is Tuesday. We got the Tuesday Dharma gathering tonight at 7 p.m. This is a educational, philosophical live stream, not to be confused with other streams that profess political ideology and agenda and have a side. This channel has no side. There is no left or right here. It is what it is. It's political, educational, philosophical analysis, scientific analysis of the current discussions of our time. That's what we're doing here. We don't want to be confused with the other guy. Other guys and gals. So I have a way to fund the program. Since we're, shadow banned and bullied and buckered, the way we fund this program is through Zelle or PayPal or Patreon. But Zelle is a really good one through a bank transfer. If you like to give anywhere from $1 to $1 million leading into the Donald J. Trump versus whatever Democrat pops up, kindly do that. $1, $1 million, whatever. If you're really rich, $1 million. If you're, struggling, $1. And certainly join us tonight at 7 p.m. for the Dharma gathering. I want to start here. The markets at this moment appear to be poised to go up. And you say to yourself, well, the banks are all failing. Why is the market going up? Well, it has to do with the reason why the markets are and the banks are failing is because the Fed is putting their boot on the banks' throats, in a sense, causing by raising interest rates, trying to rein in inflation, causing already 4 banks, 2 abroad, 2 in the U.S., now a third in the U.S., like 5 altogether. Banks going belly up, needing bailouts and buyouts and all this other stuff. So the Fed is causing a lot of these problems. Now, tomorrow is Wednesday, and the Fed is going to announce their position on the interest rate, whether they're going to hike it another 25 basis points or they're going to pause on hiking the interest rate in light of the fact that they're actively creating the fucking collapse of these banks. So what are they going to do tomorrow? What are they going to do? All bets are in. It looks like, so let me read. The Federal Reserve's 2 main aims are to promote stable prices and full employment. That's inaccurate. The Federal Reserve's aim is not to promote employment. They actually promote unemployment, the Fed. The less people employed, the more money stays in the house unless they pay out. That's just a fact. Right? Unemployment, that's an active goal of the Fed, to create unemployment so that companies rein in on their staff. People don't know that, but you got to talk about it. Even Yahoo Finance is promoting the opposite. At times of financial system stress like now, one of the central bank's other jobs comes into focus: maintaining the stability of the financial system and containing systemic risk that may arise in financial markets. So you've had already the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, the forced marriage of UBS and Credit Suisse, and persisting questions around the viability of First Republic Bank. So that's 5. So the big question is tomorrow, Wednesday, probably around 2 p.m., probably about 2 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday the 22nd, the Fed is going to step onto the grand stage at 2 p.m. and make a decision. Are we going to continue to jack up the interest rate by 25 basis points to rein in inflation and jack up unemployment? Or are we going to stop doing that just for at least a month? Take a break. Push the pause button. All right. So obviously, if they push the pause button, the markets are going to rally up. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing, it looks like, based on the futures and such, and the last few days' action, it does look like Wall Street is anticipating a Fed pause. I don't know about that. I don't know. Here's the thing. In Wall Street is a man's world with testicles and vibrato. And Fed Reserve Jerome Powell is a product of that. And to step away from his policy of jacking up interest rates will make him look weak, at least in his own mind. I look weak. look, I folded. I was doing my thing and I folded. That's how they'll perceive it, rather than looking at the evidence that most Americans obviously don't want unemployment, but also it's not really effective per se. Jacking up interest rates doesn't necessarily rein in inflation. But anyway, that's what's happening, and on Wall Street. Let's look at this fascinating story. Jump right in. Trump slams enemy Stormy Daniels extortion plot ahead of possible arrest. They are all sick, says Trump. Trump is calling him sicko. Hey, sicko. It was a restless night for Donald Trump, who ripped into ex-porn star Stormy Daniels Monday. No pun intended. Ripped into ex-porn star Stormy Daniels, claiming he's a victim as a possible criminal indictment looms. Trump launched the triad on his social media platform, which is blocked. Check this out. When you go to the video, oh no, that's not the one. The video right here. See the video on Truth? Oh, there it is. It's back up. All right. It wasn't up a little while ago. So we'll play the video. Ex-President Trump added he is being targeted by a series of horrible, radical left Democrats. Whether it's Mar-a-Lago raid, let's listen to Trump in his own words, because who says it better than Trump? Let's listen.
These 4 horrible, radical left Democrat investigations of your all-time favorite president, me, is just a continuation of the most disgusting witch hunt in the history of our country. It's gone on forever with Russia, and Ukraine, and the Mueller hoax. It's an absolute disgrace what's going on. They even spied on my campaign. And remember this, with all of the work that they did on Mueller, no collusion. That's what the answer was all no collusion. Whether it's the moral...
You see how you give Trump a platform? The left doesn't learn from their errors. There's nothing here. Logical people are going to look at this story, look at the evidence, and all they're gonna come away with is, oh, Trump may have slept with a hooker, and he paid some money to make it go away. That's the whole thing. Trump denies that he slept with the horse face. And even if he did, who cares? Right? If this was France or if this was Russia, this would be a ridiculous story. Emmanuel Macron has slept with his gay love partner, Eduardo. Right? Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. But in this country, oh no, Trump, he's a misogynist.
Mar-a-Lago raid or the unselect...
let me start again. Let me give Trump...
4 horrible, radical left Democrat investigations of your all-time favorite president, me, is just a continuation of the most disgusting witch hunt in the history of our country. It's gone on forever with Russia, and Ukraine, and the Mueller hoax. It's an absolute disgrace what's going on. They even spied on my campaign. And remember this, with all of the work that they did on Mueller, no collusion.
Nope.
That's what the answer was all no collusion. Whether it's the Mar-a-Lago raid or the Unselect Committee hoax, the perfect Georgia phone call, it was absolutely perfect, or the Stormy Horse Face Daniels extortion plot. They're all sick. And it's fake news. Our enemies are desperate to stop us because they know that we are the only ones who can stop them, and they know it very strongly. And they're looking at the polls where, not me, but we are up by so much. They can't even believe it. We won twice, and now we've got to win a 3rd time. They know that we can defeat them. They know that we will defeat them. But they're not coming after me. They're coming after you.
It's true.
I'm just standing in their way, and I always will stand in their way. Thank you very much.
Wow, powerful message from Donald Trump. Anybody who thought Trump was going to bow out and go away, are you kidding me? This is what Trump lives for. This is his element. This is beyond professional wrestling. This is what Trump does, man. He's out there. So you heard from Trump once, twice. Let's listen to Ron DeSantis, who you would think is a potential Republican candidate in place of Trump. You would think like he would throw, you see how integral Ron DeSantis is in this speech. Does he take an opportunity to throw his political competitor under the bus? No, he does not. He does not at all. In fact, he comes to the rescue to point out the deep, deep, deep corruption up there in New York to bring such a ridiculous case forward and to smear a ex-president. Unprecedented. If you do it now, it's not. Oh yeah, that's the other video I wanted to watch. Tucker Carlson says that point. Let Tucker Carlson make the point. Listen.
You check the polls, you will find that Trump is leading the Republican field.
Yeah.
That's the unprecedented thing. Taking out your opponent using the justice system.
Taking out your opponent using the justice system. You see how it works? Do you see how it works? Donald Trump in the polls is number one. He's leading. He's leading amongst the people. So what does government do? Government tries to slow that shit down because, well, is Trump going to go after all of these corrupt politicians when he gets in? Well, he didn't do it the last time. Last time he got in there and he played patty cake with them until they put the hatchet in his back a last time. And now he's flexing his muscles. So Trump is partially guilty for not going full throttle when he had the opportunity. He could have easily made his days in the White House about election, integrity. He could have done that, but he didn't do that. Instead, he made it about something else and other things. But anyway, let's listen to Tucker.
You check the polls, you will find that Trump is leading the Republican field. That's the unprecedented thing.
Yep.
Taking out your opponent using the justice system. If the Democratic Party is allowed to do this, allowed to crush the presidential frontrunner, the main threat to their power, with a bogus criminal case, where does that leave us? We're done.
Yeah, it is a we're done moment. It's unprecedented where a political party in power goes after the front runner for the presidency, goes after the front runner for the presidency with a 6-year-old bullshit case about a hooker. Right? That was settled. That's settled law. Cohen took the rap, said it was, we mixed up money, right? All right.
Because that precedent will live forever. And voters will never again determine the outcome of a presidential election.
There I differ with Tucker Carlson. He says that the electorate, the people, will never go along with it again. And that simply isn't true. If you follow politics, year in, year out, you realize that most people have no memory. They don't remember. Nobody remembers the details of 2016, how the Clintons and, sabotaged Bernie Sanders, got caught, fudged the DNC records, blamed Russia, right? Threw Julian Assange in jail, may have killed Seth Rich, right? In the disclosure in that election, there's so much devastating corruption, and people forget. People forget, come 2024, you're going to see Democrats cheering with their signs, promoting how wonderful Mr. Joe Biden is, how horrible and sexist and evil the dirty Republican Donald Trump is.
It's remarkable.
They have no memory, Tucker. People don't remember. They don't, politically, as the season changes, they don't remember.
When you think about it. So after all the yelling from permanent Washington about January 6th and how it was a threat to our democratic norms and the peaceful transfer of power, They've decided to completely short-circuit our democratic norms, not to mention the peaceful transfer of power, using the courts and prosecutors. What happens if they get away with this? No one seems to be thinking this through. Everyone.
What happens if they get away with it? I'll tell you what happens. If Trump is convicted of a misdemeanor, Trump is not going to go to jail. Trump will not spend more than, an hour in custody. He may have to appear. He may get fingerprinted, and he'll be released out the door the same day, an hour or two later. He'll be treated with the utmost respect, surrounded by Secret Service, because he's a sitting president. And that'll be the end of it. He'll make a bail, and the case will go on. They'll try to drag it out. They'll drag it out past the election. And the news will run round the clock about how Trump is a criminal. That's how it'll go out. And he could win. It doesn't... even if you were convicted of a misdemeanor, does not disqualify you from the presidency. It doesn't disqualify you from the presidency. Well, that's what'll happen.
Everyone's all spun up. But what happens if they get away with this? If they use the Justice Department, in full view of everyone, to settle a political score and to keep the White House?
Because they don't see it as a settling of a political score. You do, and I do. But the vast majority of people do not. They see it as exposing a sexist, racist president who should be stopped. That's how they view it. You have to change that view of Trump. That's how you...
Just to take a guy out of the race who seems to be doing fairly well. We'll destroy the justice system. And that's not a small thing. A functioning justice system has kept this country peaceful for hundreds of years. The purpose of a justice system is to administer justice so that citizens don't have to do it themselves.
Amen. Amen to that.
Outsource that duty to the government. But what happens when you take that away? When there is no justice system? What happens when the Department of Justice decides that its goal is not justice, but protecting the ruling class at all costs? Think about that. People are still going to demand justice. The desire for justice is an inherent human desire. We are born with it. But if there's no neutral place to do it, some people will decide they're going to have to do it themselves. Ooh. Now, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but we can say for certain it's going to be really ugly.
It looks like Tucker Carlson is still stuck. Weevil Girl uses the term tribe. I think Tucker Carlson is still in the right side of the tribe. This tribe of people who see they see a very evil government repressing them, taking away their rights, as opposed to the other tribe that sees the country, has the potential to overcome those things, overcome injustice and some brand of equality or something. There's very, very bizarre tribes in America. You think of that's a good, I love that term, tribe. There's a lot of tribes in America, new tribes, right? We used to have the old indigenous people tribes, where people wore certain color feathers on their hat, their headbands, like they were Cherokee, and they were a member of a tribe. Right? So today is no different. You're still kind of, sort of. For example, which tribe would you appoint Tucker Carlson into? The tribe of leftist, liberal, blah, blah, blahs, or the right conspirator, freedom-loving, gunslinging, fucking Americans, right? Which tribe? He would be in the latter, easily, right? So, tribes. So let's listen to the good Ron DeSantis, what appears to be a defense for Trump. Let's listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Megan from the Florida Standard. We wanted to know what your thoughts are on the rumored Trump indictment, and if you have any role in it. If charges are brought on him, will you have any role in extradition to New York?
So I've seen rumors swirl. I have not seen any facts yet, and so I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this, the Manhattan District Attorney is a Soros-funded prosecutor. And so
That's a strong allegation that Ron DeSantis just made. The Attorney General in New York is being paid. He's funded by George Soros. Now, if that doesn't break some kind of law, some kind of finance law, I don't know what does, right? Some sort of, that's bribery, right? You remember when we used to have bribery? You remember when bribery used to be illegal, giving a prosecutor money to go after somebody? Right? That is evidence of a kangaroo court, evidence of a banana republic. That's how you define it. The definition of a banana republic is you know what is banana republic? Banana republic. Let's listen to Ron finish it up, and then we'll go view what is a banana republic.
he, like other Soros-funded prosecutors, they weaponize their office to impose a political agenda on society at the expense of the rule of law and public safety. He has downgraded over 50% of the felonies to misdemeanors.
Right.
He says he doesn't want to even have jail time for the vast, vast majority of crimes.
Right. So there's the Attorney General in New York, legalizing shoplifting, for example, and discarding bail reform. Right. But for some reason he's going after Trump 6 years later. All of a sudden, it's ridiculous.
And what we've seen in Manhattan is we've seen the crime rate go up, and we've seen citizens become less safe. And so you're talking about this situation with, and look, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is that if you have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda.
Absolutely.
Weaponizing the office. And
absolutely, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis defines the leftist attack against Trump, defines it.
I think that that's fundamentally wrong. I also think it's important to point out when you're talking about these Soros-funded prosecutors, yes, they may do a high-profile politicized prosecution, and that's bad, but the real victims are ordinary New Yorkers, ordinary Americans in all these different jurisdictions, that they get victimized every day because of the reckless political agenda that these Soros DAs bring to their job. They ignore crime and they empower criminals, and that hurts people, hurts a lot of people every single day. These Soros district attorneys are a menace to society, and I'm just glad that I'm the only governor in the country that's actually removed one from office during my tenure.
Yeah, man. Ron DeSantis playing as well, boy, I tell you, because again, he's in his 40s, young man, Ron DeSantis. If Trump's 74, if Trump wins, who's going to be the next president after Trump? Trump's not going to run 3 times. He can't. Ron DeSantis, right? If there's no scandal with DeSantis, which he's been pretty good like that, if he remains scandal-free and squeaky clean and people love him, I say Ron DeSantis will be a president someday.
And in terms of we are not involved in this, won't be involved in this. I have no interest in getting involved in some type of manufactured circus by some Soros DA, okay? He's trying to do a political spectacle. He's trying to virtue signal for his base.
Yeah.
I've got real issues I got to deal with here in the state of Florida. We're obviously shutting down CBDC, which is important. We've got so many things pending in front of the legislature. I've got to spend my time on issues that actually matter to people. I can't spend my time worrying about things of that nature. So we're not going to be involved in it in any way. I'm fighting.
Weevil Girl points out Soros is a trigger word now. Yeah, it is. I get you. I hear that. I think that Soros is not alone in these, dark sorts of conspiracies to provide money for political purposes. I think that's common. You know what? Let's look here. I asked OpenAI, what is a violation of campaign finance law in the U.S.? And it gave me 6. Accepting, just listen to the nature of what a violation of campaign finance law is. And you see just how gray it is. And so many examples of politicians doing these things. Accepting excessive contributions. Candidates in political committees are limited in the amount of money. All right, so anything more than a certain amount is a violation. Failure to disclose. Candidates in political committees are required to disclose certain information about their donors and expenditures. Number 3, coordinating with outside groups. Coordinating with a candidate or political committee and outside group such as a super PAC is prohibited. And you're going to tell me the Clintons didn't coordinate with super PACs throughout 2016? They all do it. They got caught doing it. The super PAC was Hillary Clinton's people, Hillary for America Fund, the Clinton Foundation, that launders, probably $1 billion so far. What else? Using corporate funds. Corporations are prohibited from making direct contributions to candidates. That is totally ridiculous. How does a corporation donate to a political fund? They give it to the super PAC who coordinates with the candidate. They are giving money with a buffer, a legal buffer in between. So if you wanted to make a case for corporations violating the law in elections, that's an easy one. Just find how much did Microsoft give to the Democratic Party? How much did Apple give to somebody? And then track the money. Oh, they didn't give it to Hillary Clinton. They gave it to the Hillary for America Fund, which is a super PAC, which is unaffiliated with Hillary Clinton, and therefore it's a loophole. Misuse of funds. Funds raised for campaign purposes must be used for campaign-related expenses. What is a campaign-related expense? Flying your own plane? Campaigning? Nobody knows. Foreign contributions, number 6. This is the funniest one. It is illegal for foreign nations to contribute to U.S. elections. Really? Is it? Prior to, I asked AI, the leftist computer program, prior to her presidential run, how much money did Hillary Clinton receive directly or indirectly from Saudi Arabia? Now we know, for example, the Saudis gave millions and millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation. They even gave Bill Clinton $1 million on his birthday. The Saudi prince gave fucking Bill Clinton $1 million. I made him a millionaire. And you're going to tell me that's not Hillary Clinton money? That's your husband, man. You live in the same house. You're legally married. There is no evidence to suggest that Hillary Clinton received any money. Yeah. However, it is worth noting that Clinton Foundation, a charitable organization founded by Hillary Clinton's husband, former Bill Clinton, did receive donations from Saudi Arabia and other foreign governments while Clinton was Secretary of State under Obama. These donations were controversial. No, they weren't. All right, so you see the hypocrisy here, right? If anybody should have been thrown in jail or at least challenged on violations to campaign finance law. You could have started in 2016 or before or anywhere in between. The idea that Trump is being tried, possibly criminally tried, an ex-president, for some vague finance law, right, that says, well, we have the money. He told Michael Cohen, well, just give her $100,000 and shut her up. Right? Did Trump know that the money was from campaign money or his own money, or was it all together? It's a fucking ridiculously gray area. There's nothing illegal about paying a hooker to shut up. Right? So the crime there is campaign finance irregularity. What else do we got? Let's listen to Stormy Daniels. If you've never met Stormy Daniels, HORSE FACE Stormy Daniels, here she is in her own words.
Back right corner.
Okay, hold on.
That's what I saw.
It's quite a transition to go from a performer in the adult film industry, a writer, a director, to doing paranormal investigations.
It's pretty hard to shock me. I've seen it all, and I always have people ask me, like, aren't you scared? And I'm like, I saw Trump naked. Nothing scares me. I smell death.
Interesting.
Look, I don't have any problem with Stormy Daniels. She's a hooker, gold digger, adult, fucking film actress. And she's going for her claim. If she's the girl who screwed Trump once and seen him naked, that's her claim to fame. I saw him. It was scary.
What is that?
How do you feel about
It's how it's politicized. It's how it's weaponized. The story is being weaponized again, no doubt.
that specific night now that you look back at everything?
Nauseous? It's pretty terrible. Now people just want to move on. Trust me. Like, I wish I could too.
Are you mad that people
I'm
have moved
super
on?
mad about it. I'm really mad about it because I was like,
This is Vice News 12 hours ago putting this out already. They're already spinning it. They want you to forget about the law. They want you to go back and relitigate Stormy Daniels.
I set my entire existence, my whole life on fire, and now they're like, Trump's out of office. Peace out, Stormy.
I hear little kids running down a long hallway. The original structure of this building, does it have a long hallway that you can look down from?
If I'm searching for themes
Stormy Daniels, the paranormal psychic.
in the story of Stormy Daniels, it seems like that is somewhat of a theme that, people don't always believe you.
Back then, I was so young, it was just because we were white trash. Like, we were just trash. And my mom was a train wreck, and my clothes didn't fit, and I was poor, and I smelled, and had an inhaler, and no one ever liked me. I mean, there's just something about me. So they didn't believe me. And then later, people never believe somebody in the adult industry, which is ironic because I'm probably the most honest person you'll ever meet.
Are you really the most honest person you'll ever meet? So that's Stormy Daniels. We gave her stage. Let's listen to NBC spin the news coming in two days ago. Let's listen.
Stormy Daniels is at the center of the Manhattan grand jury probe into the former president that could lead to an indictment. The crux of the investigation, a $130,000 alleged hush money payment Mr. Trump's former attorney and fixer Michael Cohen made on his behalf to Ms. Daniels less than 2 weeks before the 2016 election.
This is, again, that story, that is old news. That is settled law. Michael Cohen took the hit, is sitting in jail, took the hit. Said, yeah. Fucking Trump didn't know. Trump had no idea. He's saying it openly. I don't know. Michael Cohen, I told him to take care of it. He took care of it. I didn't know he took the money out of the wrong pocket to pay. It's a mistake. Trump is not guilty of that at all. And even if he is, it doesn't really matter. It's so trivial. Cohen
says he made the payment at Mr. Trump's direction to keep Daniels quiet about an alleged affair, and the former president later reimbursed him for it. The Trump team labeling the payment as legal expenses and not reporting it in campaign finance records.
It seems like charges are likely to include the fact that Mr. Trump falsified business records.
Yeah, so NBC is going in that direction of clearly smearing more and more, get people to talk about Trump, harvest the anger and hostility aimed at Trump that they had spent years and years and millions of dollars and thousands of hours developing, where you've got the average liberal woman who just the sound of Trump, the name Trump, and they fucking lose their mind. Trump, ah! They lose their mind when they hear Trump. So they're harvesting that anger. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work because most people like Trump. Again, the mainstream media forgets that. People like Trump. They like him.
And candidate Donald Trump paid hush money to an adult film star through his fixer, Michael Cohen. It was just days before the 2016 election, and Stormy Daniels was threatening to go public with the story of their affair. She says it happened a decade prior, just months after Melania Trump had given birth. Now, it's hard to see that scandal, speaking to you today, 2023, through any lens other than the ones we have at the present moment, with the current state of MAGA politics. But it's also worth remembering the context of how those events unfolded at the time. I remember I was here at this desk, because the context is key if prosecutors are going to, in fact, charge the ex-president with a crime. So let's go back to October 2016. We were in the final push.
I don't want to go back to 2016. It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant story. Why don't you get a legal expert on the fucking show and he'll tell you that this is settled law. Michael Cohen did it. Trump didn't know what the hell was going on because there was a lot going on, and that's the end of it. Should Michael Cohen have gone to jail for doing that? A lawyer doing it? No. I mean, look, the reality is that these types of, quote, crimes in elections happen every single election. They're happening all the time. It's when a district attorney in New York decides to target a specific candidate for the presidency prior to an election over something that happened 6 years ago. That is fucked up. Right? That is, again, evidence of banana republic. So anyway, man. So there you go. So let's talk about the markets. The markets are open 951, and the NASDAQ is rocketing up. Go, 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 NASDAQ. NASDAQ is up 112 this morning, or 1%. Dow Jones Industrial Average as well, up 286, or almost a whole percentage point, and the S&P 500 the same, up a percentage point. We're going up. We're going up. Yeah, we're going up. We're going up. Stocks rise as regional banks rebound. The looks like the entire board is green, with the exception of Apple teetering down 27 cents. That'll probably turn green in another minute or so if you keep watching it. Amazon up $1, Google up, Meta, formerly Facebook, up, Microsoft up 80 cents, Rivian up, Tesla, the great Tesla, up 4.5% this morning. I don't know what's going on over there at Tesla. And what else? What's going on? How's the killer stocks? The killers. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, both up. And the holy vaccine stocks that we haven't talked about in a while. Pfizer down 17 cents. Johnson & Johnson down 79. And Moderna up 22 cents. Looking good. Based on this, snapshot of the way markets are moving prior to tomorrow, it does look like that Wall Street is anticipating that the interest rate may pause. The interest rate hike of 25 basis points may pause tomorrow. If we see a pause, you're going to see the markets rally up. If you see 25 basis points come out, you may see a little rocky rolly, and then it'll just, it'll be business as usual. It'll still go up, but slowly. I think. So time will tell, and that's all we got, man. So thank you all for joining me. Mark Scott reporting. Oh man, so I don't know what's happening in politics, but try to keep your memory intact. These are politically motivated hits in your country, in your name, and it's we want an honest, integral election system. But essentially, you can't trust the politicians. Let's have real election reform, election integrity reform. One person, one vote. Have a public election, right? Public paper ballots so everybody could see them. ATM style voting. One person, one vote. See you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Marcus Conte reporting.